Aang, my sleep app says I didn't sleep with you. The night our data cheated on us. At 6:03 a.m., my phone congratulated me on the sex I didn't have. Great recovery night, the banner chirped, cheerful as a Labrador. Elevated heart rate variability. High skin temp spike at 01:42. Intimacy detected. Location, Harbor Hilton, floor 14. I was not at the Harbor Hilton. I was in my own bed, one leg out from under the blanket, mouth open, and Mara's hair soft against my throat like the city had finally agreed to be kind for 6 hours. She stirred, fumbled her ring from the nightstand, and squinted through sleep. "Your app flirting with you again," she murmured. "It thinks I cheated on you at the Hilton," I said. She opened one eye. It went from warm to surgical in a heartbeat. She does legal for a public interest data lab. She reads contracts like they owe her alimony. "Say it," she said. "Honeysuckle," I said, hatting our stupid password and needing it anyway. The room reset to ours. The banner didn't. Mara took the phone, scrolled, and made the small hum that means I should brace the day with 2 coffees. "You opted into their city wellness study for the health discount," she said. "You also clicked always allow location because you hate being asked for permission twice." "That wasn't me," I said. "That was last month's me who was an idiot." She kissed me quickly, professionally. "We love all your versions. Let's go kill the one who signs things." At 6:19, her ring buzzed with a similar message, which would have been funny if it didn't make the air in the room behave like a choice. "No intimacy detected," it reported briskly. "Light sleep with frequent awakenings. Location, home." "So I'm a lousy liar and you're a paranoid ring," I said. "Or," she said, expression sharpening, "someone's trying to move a vote by moving us." Tonight the council was voting on the harbor wellness overlay, Verdant's new trick. Slap a wellness district label on a row of riverfront hotels and call them housing if you could register a mailbox there and do breathwork twice a week. Verdant was short 1 vote. A scandal would buy them time. A scandal with app screenshots would buy them 2 weeks and 7 op-eds about hypocrisy. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. A screen recording of my sleep app scrubbed to highlight the Hilton spike. A caption, "Might want to recuse yourself from tonight's hearing. People talk. Sable at Murmur." Murmur Labs, of course. They run sentiment ops, the polite way of saying teach clients how to make rooms believe what invoices need. Sable had offered to help shape narrative at 2 hearings last year, and I'd watched her turn donors into weather. "She sent it to the chair, too," Mara said, reading my face. "And probably to your ex-clients who like to pretend they're disappointed in you." The wellness program had given me a discount and taken a permission. The ring vendor had sold a precision intimacy feature to insurers and hotels as a delight, then partnered with Crown, always Crown, to personalize wellness in participating properties. The Hilton was a pilot. My ring had never been inside it. My data had. We needed a lab, a friend, and coffee. Jono answered the door in socks and a t-shirt that said no. "I cannot juice the audio on your lies." By 7:02, my sleep stream was on his monitors, rendered into a mountain range of blue and trash. "That spike is synthetic," he said. "See how it snaps to integer seconds. Real warmth eases on like a nap. This is an API ping. Somebody wrote you a romance without hands." "Location?" Mara asked. "The app wrote Hilton because Crown fed it the Hilton's comfort beacon pulse," Jono said, already mad. The ring checked, "Where am I?" Crown's beacon screamed, "Spa, spa, spa." And the app believed the nearest building with a contract instead of the GPS that puts you at home. They're hijacking geofences, Mara said, to argue for wellness as housing. And to make me look like a man who prefers upscale infidelity, I said. Classy. Could prove the data was fake. We still needed to know who wrote the intimacy spike and when, and where else it had been sold. Mara called the lab's tech lead, Ren, who hoards secrets like other people hoard succulents, and within 20 minutes we had a printout of Crown's integration doc, the one they don't send to anyone who might hire a soul. A line in pale gray, provide event type, warmth, delta temp, float, HZ, 1 duration S, int, partner triggered experience marker. Partner triggered, Mara read aloud. Which partner? Harbor Hilton, Ren said. And Verdant Wellness District, though I cannot imagine why a developer would need to trigger comfort. Trigger comfort, I said, in the hearing calendar. We walked to the Hilton because it felt like a place that should be looked at before it got to be argued about. The lobby was wood and apology. A tasteful sign asked us to lower our voices as if lies were healing. At the wellness concierge desk, a woman with perfect skin and the dead eyes of a person who's been taught to say, alignment, through pain looked up, and died a little more when she saw my sleep app open to 0142. We don't track intimacy, she said, too fast. You sell the detection, Mara said. You let Crown trigger it. Only when guests opt in, she said. I did not opt in to you time-stamping my partner into your building, Mara said. And he did not opt in to cheating on me because a beacon needed to justify its monthly fee. The concierge's gaze flicked left, which is where the doors to rooms with adults in them live. Sable emerged like a riposte, smile pre-installed. Good morning, she said, extending a hand I did not take. We're all very committed to wellness. So committed you gave my boyfriend sex in your data and sent it to my phone, Mara said, voice even, terrifying. We came to return it. Sable's eyes warmed. She likes being spoken to in nouns. Look, she said, tapping the screen of an iPad she had probably named. Crown runs the beacon layer. We integrate at the sentiment tier. The ring vendor indulges. It's a misunderstanding. Premeditation, I said. You sent the clip to the chair with a note about recusal. I consider myself a civic partner, she said, for when civilization needs options. Your options are obsessed with my bed, Mara said. Tonight we're voting. We'll bring the spike. You bring a cash escrow with teeth and a clinic lease without caveats. Then we can discuss wellness. Sable tilted her head cat-like. I can get you an apology, she said, and a gift card. I want your API killed, Mara said, and your partner-triggered nonsense burned. Sable shrugged like we'd asked the river to stop pretending it was neutral. We'll see you tonight, she said, where something every camera will regret underestimating. You're in love with your villainy, I told her. I'm in love with my invoice, she said and glided away. We left with a printout of my night signed by a concierge of wellness, a copy of the integration doc, and a promise from Crown's local manager to look into it, which is corporate for I hope our lawyers are awake. On the sidewalk, Mara hooked her finger into my belt and tugged me closer. You have 40 minutes, she said. Use them to ruin my morning in a way no app can misinterpret. We didn't make it to the bedroom. The hallway learned our better language. It wasn't obscene. It was relief. She climbed onto me and reset the hinge under my collarbone with her mouth. When she whispered, "Say it," I did, because our stupid word saves us faster than any exculpatory data. Honeysuckle. By noon, the chair had my packet and the lab's addendum, and the hospital's nonprofit network had quietly sent over a pasted-in NDA that Verdant had been using to muzzle wellness tenants who complained about noise. We printed that too. At 6, the chamber was full of people who believed in sunlight and 3 men who wore suits that believed in inevitability. Verdant's counsel said gentle and amenity and microhousing and restorative. The chair tapped the gavel once, the way she does when she's about to let a city redeem itself. "You first," she said to me. I held up the ring readout and the spectrogram like we were in a class I still wanted to be allowed to attend. "Last night at 01:42, Crown's Beacon told my ring I was at the Hilton," I said. "It told it I was intimate. I was not. I was at home with my partner. Crown's integration allows partner-triggered warmth." Murmur Labs sent that to the chair with a suggestion I recuse. I will not. We're not postponing because a vendor mistook comfort for consent. The room murmured. It's always the word consent that gets it right. Mara spoke from the back, because sometimes our best work is done when I watch her be the vector of sanity. She held up the NDA. Verdant's wellness leases include a clause that forbids tenants from complaining about noise in public fora and requires consent to behavioral sensors for environmental alignment, she said. "If your housing requires this, it is not housing. It is a hotel with a hobby." Sable watched, amused, respectful, a pro caught admiring the rare day her sport lost its odds. Rains, bless him, curse him, did not show. Verdant's counsel tried to say pilot, and the chair said, "No." Councilman Lynn stood and said the sentence we'd rehearsed. "I have been offered a delay packaged as dignity. I decline both. We vote." The overlay failed, not because my ring loved me enough to lie for me, but because 15 people in a room decided wellness means a door that doesn't require an app to love you back. An amended ordinance passed. Escrow for the clinic must land before the first wellness unit gets a tax credit. Camera bans near entrances to care. Crown's partner-triggered field outlawed in any developer agreement. A lovely, petty line about no intimacy detection tied to addresses under this program. Afterward, Sable found us under the steps where the air tastes like old arguments. "You're insufferable," she told Mara, and somehow it was a benediction. "I'll bill Verdant for my time in self-reflection." "Bill Crown," Mara said. "Send them our love." We walked home, hands in each other's back pockets because our city still lets us be crude in public if we're efficient about it. On the thread, the auntie had posted a photo of a pot of soup. Caption: "Bring bowls." The wellness concierge emailed me, "We are deeply sorry," which is polite for our lawyers wrote this. Crown updated their site with guest comfort now opt-in by default, which is like inventing fire extinguishers for a building you already let burn. We taped the printout from my app under the sink with the other ugly receipts. Not trophies. Proof. When someone tries to sell us our own bodies next time, we'll have a museum of the times we didn't buy. Later, in the blue of our apartment, Mara lay across me like a sentence that finally learned how to end. "Do you trust her?" she asked. "Sable," I said, "to be entertaining." "Crown," she said. "To be consistent," I said, "which is how we know where to find the seam." She laughed into my chest. "You're going to be good at being old," she said. "I'm good at being held," I said, and earned it. There will be more banners, more maps, more memos pretending to be concerned about our dignity while aiming for our calendars. There will be wellness filed under housing and cameras described as calm. There will be women like Sable selling rhythm to people who are afraid of silence, and men like Verdant's counsel turning adjectives into invoices. But there will also be a stupid password that keeps us from letting technology stage our lives. There will be a chair who knows which words to outlaw and which to put on a plaque. There will be a ring that sometimes tells the truth, and a hand that always can find the hinge under my collarbone and remind me what we're actually calibrating for. If my phone ever congratulates me again on sex I didn't have, I'll send it to the sink. If the city tries to put my body on the agenda, I'll add consent to the minutes and vote. And if you ever need to know where I slept, check the part of my chest that still answers to her thumb. The rest can be patched in software. This can't.